Hello to the Google Trust and Safety Review team. In this explainer, we're going to walk you through the exact chronological user flow for NV Books. Our goal today is to clearly justify why we're requesting restricted scopes for Gmail and Google Drive and show you exactly how they are used in action. So just to set the stage real quick, NV Books is a private, self-hosted personal finance dashboard. It's really important to note that this is strictly a secure, non-commercial app. It's built exclusively for a user, like the app owner or their invited family members, to track their own personal financial data. We're talking bank accounts, investments, and expenses, all kept securely in one totally private place.
All right, let's dive into the actual flow. The journey kicks off when a user opens the app and hits Continue with Google. During this initial OAuth consent step, the app name NV Books is clearly front and center. At this stage, we're only requesting the most basic OpenID and email scopes, and those are used for one thing only: identifying the account and issuing a secure, signed session cookie once the user hits Allow.
Now, here's where we run into our first restricted scope request. This happens when a user decides to integrate their mutual funds. They head over to Settings, select Integrations, and click Connect Gmail. After reviewing the Google consent screen and approving it, the app goes to work. But it only searches for very specific statement emails. Think consolidated statements from CAMS or KFintech from the last couple of days. Once it finds one, it downloads that single PDF attachment, parses it, and extracts the user's mutual fund holdings so they can view them right on their private dashboard.
And really, this is the crux of it. This exact mutual fund integration relies entirely on the restricted Gmail.read-only scope. Without this specific read-only access, the app literally cannot locate or parse the user's own financial statement PDFs that land in their inbox. It's absolutely crucial for the feature to function.
But to enforce incredibly strict data boundaries, this access is highly targeted. While the app does read those specific mutual fund statement PDFs to pull dashboard data, it absolutely never sends, replies to, modifies, labels, or deletes any emails. None of that. The access is strictly factual, completely fenced in, and read-only.
Okay, let's shift gears to our second restricted scope and see how we handle payslip integrations. The process is super similar. The user clicks Connect Drive for payslips, checks out the consent screen, and hits Allow. From there, the app reads specific payslip PDF files from a designated folder of salary slips. It then parses those PDFs to pull out salary and deduction figures, feeding that personal payroll insight directly back to the user's dashboard.
And just like our Gmail integration, the requested scope here is specifically drive.read-only. The payslip feature strictly requires this restricted read-only scope so we can actually pull those specific salary PDFs from the user's Google Drive. Again, reinforcing that strict read-only boundary, NV Books accesses only the specific payslip PDFs designated by the user. It never edits, deletes, shares, or creates any files whatsoever. It completely ignores any unrelated files sitting in the user's drive. It's totally locked down to just what it needs.
To wrap up the technical side of things, we want to emphasize that we adhere to the strictest data handling principles. All sensitive tokens, they're encrypted at rest using AES GCM. The parsed data is never, ever sold to third parties, never shared, and never used for advertising. The app operates in strict compliance with the Google API Services User Data Policy, which absolutely includes the limited use requirements. Plus, the user is always in the driver's seat. They can disconnect the integration at any time right from their settings.
So what does this all mean for our review? Well, it brings us to one final question. Are all OAuth limited use and read-only boundaries demonstrably met? By keeping parsed data exclusively within the private dashboard, avoiding all data sharing, and strictly utilizing the bare minimum read-only permissions, NV Books operates entirely within Google's compliance guidelines. We welcome your complete review of our application, and honestly, we just want to thank you for your time and everything you do to safeguard the Google ecosystem.